Hi guys, what needs to be taught in schools is critical thinking skills. We don't need to teach kids what to think, but we need to teach them to challenge what they're presented. This, of course, will be a death nail to politicians like Boris Johnson and political parties like Reform UK. Both rely on people not taking a step back and asking some fundamental questions, and thus you end up with people like Daniel here making a bit of a fool of himself on national radio. The caller spoke to Matthew Wright about, you guessed it, immigration and asylum seekers getting too much. But there's a problem with that.
If we were not offering so much to people when they arrived here, then less people would come.
What do we offer? What do we offer, Daniel?
Well, what I just mean is, like, when they arrive, when they get the money, they get the hotel
What
rooms.
do they get? What do they get?
Well, you know what they get when they get off the boat. They
you're the one who's complaining about it. So I just want do you know how much they get, how much money they get, how it compares with other European countries?
I don't know. Just to give you
might want to have a look.
So you don't think. Just so you don't think I'm some mad racist, I just want to give you some context. My granddad is actually an immigrant. He came over from India legally after the Second World War. I believe that immigration is fantastic for the country. It's helped rebuild the country, especially after the Second World War. So I'm not like spouting, some crazy stuff. I just think we're quite responsible for some of the deaths that we find in the Channel and stuff like that, because we are offering so much. These people
but what are we offering, Daniel? This is what I keep asking. You keep saying we're offering so much, which implies that it's what we're offering is what brings people here. But you can't tell me what it is. But you can't tell me. You can't tell me what it is we're offering.
Hotel room, no. They don't get a hotel room when they arrive, and they get some money in their pocket and a phone.
How much do they get?
I'm not sure.
I think it's about £35 a week. I think something like that. So it's not very much, is it?
But it's more than what they've got where they're coming from, these countries.
Right, so maybe they're coming here, maybe from Afghanistan, because we had a war in Afghanistan, didn't we? And then we ran away and allowed.
Why aren't they bringing their families with them?
Well, maybe they will. I don't know. You'd have to ask them. But you're suggesting they're coming here because of what we're offering, but you're not sure what we're offering, and yet at the same time we are bombing and having wars in their country, and yet nobody seems to think that may be in any way connected.
See, a major red flag when you're asking somebody or you're talking to somebody about immigration is when you ask them a question and their response is, you know the answer. If I knew the answer, I wouldn't be asking you the question. And this is the automatic response that you receive from people like this. Matthew Wright asked here, how much do you think these people receive? You know the answer. No, I don't know the answer. If I knew the answer, I wouldn't be asking you. Or I want to know if you know the answer, because you probably don't. You're angry about something that you don't understand. And of course, Reform UK and Boris Johnson and right-wing parties tap into that. They understand that people have a lack of understanding of something, and they know that they can weaponize it. So, as was pointed out here, these are not hotels. Daniel thinks that people are being hosted in hotels. They're not hotels. They cease to be hotels when asylum seekers are moved in. You even hear from GB News and Reform UK and the right wing complaining about staff being laid off. If they're hotels, why would staff be laid off? They're no longer hotels. They're accommodation. They don't have room service, they don't have minibars, they don't have the facilities you'd normally associate with a hotel, because it's no longer a hotel. It's asylum seeker accommodation. Now, why are they being put in this type of accommodation? Because their claim has to be processed. Why are they receiving money? In order to get by, so that they don't rebel, they don't create problems. Here's a few quid, so you can spend it on whatever, so you keep your nose clean. They're given a phone. Why are they given a phone? These are simple things you can ask, you can research yourself. They're given a phone because they have to keep in contact with the Home Office, or they have to keep in contact with a charity, or they have to keep in contact with a lawyer who's representing their case. There are fundamental issues here that the likes of Reform UK and Nigel Farage don't want people asking these questions, and don't want people to come to the conclusion that's the right one. The reality, the facts. They want to create a situation where there's a vacuum, and then for Reform UK or somebody else to fill that vacuum. People are arriving in hotels, arriving and being put up in hotels. They're not hotels. They're being given a mobile phone. Never asking, why are they given a mobile phone? Just the issue is they're given a mobile phone. Or they're given money. Instead of asking, why are they being given some money? Is it a significant amount of money? What is that money for? What we need to do, instead of just taking on board what Nigel Farage, Boris Johnson, the Conservative Party, whoever, has to say, we have to challenge it. We have to ask questions. Because as soon as you start asking questions, their narrative falls apart. The idea that people are being put into hotels. They're not hotels. People are given a mobile phone just for the fun of it. No, there are motivations behind that. We can challenge whether it's sufficient, it's too much or whatever, but you have to start asking these questions. Because if people don't ask questions, you end up like Daniel making a fool of yourself on national radio. Daniel, angry about something he doesn't understand. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.